Okay, last sheet, logic and nested functions for Project 5 for Excel. If you made it this far, congratulations. So let's take a look and see if we can understand what's going on. So a lot of times in an if function, I told you in an earlier video that you can mix and match and add and nest and make all kinds of things connect, and sometimes it seems like it looks like a big old mess, but it makes Excel very, very powerful to put formulas together and use them in very ingenious ways. So let's take a look at just that simple if function. We went over this in an earlier video, but here we're just looking at, hey, I want to know based on years on the job, if this guy's going to get a raise and what percentage of raise. So if he's been on the job less than 5 years, then this person will get a 1.75% raise. And if he's been on the job equal to or greater than 5 years, they're going to get a 2.5. So we need to write an if statement that takes a look at the number of years on the job, compares it to the less than 5. If it's yes, we're going to return this value. If it's no, we're going to return this other value. So real simple if statement. I'm just going to open up my if statement, and my logic test is going to be, and we can do this here, or you can open up a function box. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. It's going to look the same, but our logic test is going to be evaluating the number of years, and if they are less than 5, because we want to know, hey, is it less than 5? If this is our logic test, if this value is true, what do we want it to return? This. Now make sure that we make that an absolute cell reference, because if not, it's going to create a pattern and it's going to roll this down 1 each time we copy this formula down. So make that an absolute cell reference. So if it's true, it's this, comma. If it's false, guess what? It's this. Okay, make that an absolute cell reference. Close your parentheses and hit enter. And what do we got? Hey, were they on the job more than 5 years? Yep. And they got a 2.5% raise. So we simply click on the autofill, have that fill it in, and we're done with that one. So let's go on to the next one. So the next one, hey, it's pretty similar to to it's pretty similar to the one above it. Let's just take a look. What are we doing? So if our credit score, we're going to evaluate the credit score, and if it is greater than the credit hurdle, then we're going to put in a yes, and it's a capital Y, capital E, capital S. And if it's not, we're simply going to put in a no. So I'm going to start with an equal sign, type in the if, and this time I'm going to open up my function, my arguments box. So here's my arguments box. So here's my logic test. So on my logic test, I want to know is if the credit score is greater than, and I didn't say equal to, just greater than the credit hurdle. Now make sure on our credit hurdle that we put an F4 on that to make it an absolute cell reference. So if if this was to be a true statement, we would type in YES. Now, when I bring up my function arguments box, I don't have to put yes and no in parentheses. In quotation marks, because Excel's going to do that for me. I just simply put in the yes and type in the no if it's false, and I hit OK. And when I do, hey, this guy, he was under the 6.0, so he is a no. And if I copy this formula down, whoop, if I copy that formula down, I can see that I'm going to have 3 yeses and 3 nos, and it looks like they line up just right.